Today we're in Berkeley Heights to learn about the Montessori method. We're at Diamond Hill Montessori. All right, well, it's so exciting to be here right in the classroom where everything happens. For those not familiar with Montessori, what makes Montessori different?
So the Montessori method teaches the whole child. It teaches them academically, but it's really, those are more of a byproduct of teaching them how to learn. We have different areas of our classroom is set up into that teaches them fine motor skills, gross motor skills, teaches them sequencing, patterning, and of course math and language. We have cultural studies, just ways to teach the same thing to different children. So one child can learn something visually, another child can learn something tactilely, where they're going to, touch and feel something. Another child is going to learn by moving around and going from, one area of the classroom to the other, and kind of having that embedded in their brain that way.
In this classroom would be different age groups, correct?
Yes. So we have two primary classrooms that are aged 3 to 6 years old, and the children stay in the classroom for all 3 years, 2 years of preschool and 1 year of kindergarten. They say that the first year they are the explorer, the second year they are the experimenter, and the third year they're the expert. So they're kind of using the materials differently every year, building upon what they, building upon what they had previously learned.
And there's other choices in Berkeley Heights, like Primrose or Goddard. How is Montessori school different?
Well, like I said, Montessori does teach the whole child, so that really we teach them cognitively, we teach them emotionally, behaviorally. It's not all focused on academics. We also give them the amount of time during the work cycle to complete a project. If someone is purposely working on something, they're not going to have to move on to a different center, which would be more of a traditional method where there's, this is the block area, this is the dress up area, this is the counting area. We have all of our areas accessible to the children throughout the entire work cycle, and they move at their pace with the teacher's guidance. We actually think of the teacher more as a guide instead of a teacher, because they're not sitting down kind of didactically teaching. They are observing the child and seeing what works best for them.
The teachers here are very experienced, and most of them are moms, which I found interesting.
Yeah. We have at least one certified teacher in every classroom, and a Montessori certification is different than a teaching certification. There's a different program you go through where you learn the Montessori philosophy, and you complete an internship year, and then you're a certified teacher.
As a mom, you bring a lot of it home. Mm-hmm. All of our children have gone through the Montessori philosophy as well, and it really has changed how I teach, how my daughter is still learning, and how she still at 10 years old goes back to her roots, so to speak, and remembers her math and her addition and her subtraction and how we taught them out of the box.
And it also just fosters independence from our 2.5-year-old room, where they're going to be responsible for hanging up their own jackets. They, clean up their own snack. They are going to get their own materials out and place it on the mat that they're supposed to be using. It's a lot of, like I said before, learning how to learn.
And Diamond Hill Montessori's been here over 20 years, but you guys took over just this past summer. What exciting changes are in store?
Well, already we've changed some enrichment programs. We've brought in an after-school STEAM. We do a decorative arts class in the afternoon as well. We've brought in a yoga teacher, so we have yoga as part of our classroom programming. We have fine arts and music and acting. Starting next year, we will be doing before care and after care, as well as more enrichments. We do hope to bring in more languages. Right now, we do have Spanish, and we're hoping to bring in an enrichment for Mandarin next year as well.
And even though it's just January. People are planning for the summer. What kind of summer camps do you
We
guys
do
have?
summer camp for 7 weeks, end of July, and we have all sorts of different programming. Every week has a STEAM program.
There's a weekly theme.
Themes different weeks. We'll have a week of cooking. We do save that specifically for our Diamond Hill students currently enrolled and students who are enrolling in the fall.
And what we love about local businesses is how they give back to the community. How does Diamond Hill Montessori give back?
Good.
Every holiday season, we even previously when we were teachers here, and now that we are directors, we choose a charity. This past holiday season was CASA, court-appointed special advocates for children in the foster system, and we asked the families to donate to gift cards or cash donations. We also collected for it at the Winter Walk when we were there. Ones that we've done in the past.
Did Providence House, we did Harbor House, which all benefited domestic abuse families, and Cherished Creations. And we have a couple new fundraisers coming out this spring with some local businesses that we're working on. So we're very excited for our spring fundraisers. We'd like to try and do something a couple times a year instead of just at the holiday season. It's important to us as members of the community. And
it's also important to model because another big thing about Montessori is teaching children how to be global citizens and where they fit into their communities.
Great. Thanks so much for sharing the Diamond Hill Montessori story. If you have a toddler or someone looking for pre-K to K, definitely come out and check out Diamond Hill Montessori. If you like this video, please share it and also visit buylocalnj.com.
Thank you.
Thanks.
thanks.
Thank you.